Making headlines. The President decides to confer the Order of Distinguished Rule of Izzuddin on the Chancellor of the Islamic University of Maldives, Dr. Muhammad Zahir Hussain. The Minister of Foreign Affairs departs to Saudi Arabia to participate in the Joint Arab-Islamic Extraordinary Summit, and the Housing Ministry announces the list of islands selected for development as urban centers.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Abdul Sattar. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz has decided to confer the highest civilian award, the Order of the Distinguished Rule of Izzuddin ODRI, on the Chancellor of the Islamic University of Maldives IUM, Dr. Muhammad Zahir Hussain, for his distinguished service and contributions to the education sector.
The President decided to confer the honor to Dr. Zahir for his outstanding contribution to the development of education in the Maldives and educating the people of the Maldives. Dr. Zahir previously held the position of the Minister of Education and brought transformational changes to the education system. As such, he played a significant role in conducting basic educational programs and in introducing community schools as well. He additionally was engaged in works to establish education centers in atolls. Moreover, Dr. Zahir made significant contributions to the advancement of modern education within the country. In addition to serving IUM as served as an advisor, will confer the honor to Dr. Zahir at the official function to mark this year's Republic Day. The ceremony is scheduled to take place at 8:15 p.m. at Darbaruge on November 10th. During this ceremony, the President's National Award for Special Achievement will also be presented. This year, 40 achievers selected by the Special Awards Committee will receive the award. At the function, 53 people will also receive awards for service to the state.
And now we'll take a short break for Isha prayers. Stay tuned.
Mammati asli mage dam martiye aliko ding mage
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
ಮಗುಮತಿಗೆ ಸಲಾಮತ ರಕ್ಕಾತಿರಿಕಮಂ ಹೆದಿಫಾವಾ ಕವಾದುತಕ ಸಮಾಲು ವೆಲವ್ವ ಮಗುಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಫಳಿನ್ ದುವ್ವುಮಂ ಆದ ಕುರವ್ವ ಮಗುಮತಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಹದಾಫಾ ಮಗು ಫುರಾಲಾಗೆನ್ ನುದುವ್ವ ಮಗುಗ ದುವ್ವಾಯಿರು ಬಹ ತಂದೆವ್ವ ದುವ್ವಾಯಿರು ಎಂ ಉಳಂದು ಅಣೆಂ ಉಳಂದ ಎಕಶೇಣ ದುರುಮಿನೆ ಬಹಟ್ಟವ ಲೇನ್ ಬದಲು ಕುರಾಯಿರು ಅದಿ ಗೋಳಿ ಅಳಾಯಿರು ರಂಗಳ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ದಿನುಮಂ ಆದ ಕುರವ್ವ ಮಗುಮಚಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ತಣೆ ಮಗುಮತೀಗ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ಸಲಾಮತ ರಕ್ಕಾತಿರಿಕಮ ವಿಸ್ನವ ಫರುದೇ ಜಿಮ್ಮಾ ಅದಾ ಕುರವ್ವ
Welcome back to PSMNEWS in English, and now we'll continue with the news. Vice President Hussein Mohammad Latif has attended the final match and closing ceremony of the Maldives National University Student Union MNUSU Futsal Fiesta 2024. During the event, the Vice President assigned the tournament ball and presented trophies and medals to the men's champions. Minister of Sports, Fitness and Recreation Abdullah Rafiu awarded the women's champions with their trophies and medals. The MNU Student Union expressed their gratitude to the Vice President for his presence at the event. In the women's foot final, Maldives Business School triumphed over MNU Center for Foundation Studies, while MI College defeated the Faculty of Education to claim victory in the men's final. A total of 18 teams participated in the tournament. The teams were divided into 4 groups. Groups A and B each comprised 5 teams, while Group C and D each contained 4 teams. The top 2 teams from each group advanced to the quarterfinals. This exciting competition is held annually by the Student Union. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil has departed to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to participate in the joint Arab-Islamic Extraordinary Summit. During his visit, the minister will also attend meetings held on the sidelines of the summit. In a post shared on social media, Minister Dr. Halil stated that he will engage in comprehensive discussions to address the challenges faced in the Islamic Ummah, emphasizing that the talks pertaining to the situation in Palestine will be prioritized. The minister called on to global collaboration to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinian people and hold Israel accountable for its acts of genocide. While Minister Dr. Halil has departed to Saudi Arabia, the Maldives continues to condemn Israel's actions against the innocent Palestinians in multiple platforms. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development has announced the list of islands selected for development as urban centers in line with President Dr. Mohamed Muiz's vision to establish such centers across every region of the Maldives. This initiative is a key component of President Muiz's pledge to promote nationwide development.
The 7 islands chosen for urban centre development are Ungufaru Atoll, Edafushi Atoll, Nafaru Lavian Atoll, Mahibadu Alif Dal Atoll, Nilandu Faf Atoll, Kudahuadu Dal Atoll and Fonadu Lam Atoll. The establishment of these urban centres is a significant part of President Dr. Muiz's development agenda designed to improve living standards and service delivery in the atolls. The centres will be categorized into 3 tiers, aiming to ensure that citizens in these regions have access to housing and essential services without the need to travel to Male. President Dr. Muiz emphasized that the urban centres will provide high-quality services across all sectors in line with the government's long-term master plan. In support of this initiative, the government has introduced an urban development bill in Parliament. The President further stated that these urban centres are part of a broader effort to implement major infrastructure projects that will enhance the prosperity of various parts of the country. The development will also offer residents of smaller islands the opportunity to migrate to these urban areas voluntarily, fostering long-term growth and sustainable development across the nation.
Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohammed Saeed has reaffirmed the government's unwavering commitment to introduce new industries in the Maldives despite the challenges that may arise. The remarks were made by the minister during a ceremony held to mark the signing of the framework agreement to advance the Maldives Economic Gateway project.
Speaking at the ceremony, Minister Said reflected on the introduction of the tourism industry to the Maldives nearly 50 years ago. The minister pointed out that at the time, the country faced significant criticism and obstacles. Nevertheless, he emphasized that the continued dedication to developing the industry has led to the Maldives becoming one of the world's premier tourism destinations. In his address, Minister Said noted that there are numerous opportunities for the introduction of new industries in the Maldives. However, he expressed concern that the previous administrations had not taken substantial action in this regard. The minister reiterated President Dr. Mohamed Muiz's goal of diversifying the economy and driving significant progress for the nation. The current administration is actively working to expand the Maldives' industrial base and foster economic and financial growth. Under these efforts, the government has recently introduced bunkering services in the Maldives, and plans for additional major development projects are currently underway.
Minister of Fisheries and Ocean Resources Ahmad Shiam has stated that increasing fish exports through value-added pricing will significantly boost income from the fisheries sector. He made these comments during an appearance on a PSMNEWS program, where he outlined the government's ongoing efforts to develop the fishing industry.
Minister Shiam highlighted that one of the major challenges facing the sector is the limited capacity for storing and processing fish. He explained that this constraint has hindered efforts to maximize fish prices and increase income through improved preservation methods. The minister further noted that under the administration of President Dr. Mohamed Muiz, a key priority for the Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources is to expand the country's fish storage capacity to 25,000 tons over the next 5 years. This initiative is also paired with plans to build additional fish processing plants across the nation. Minister Shiam emphasized that President Dr. Muiz's vision to ensure that all fish caught in the country are exported at competitive prices. To achieve this goal, the government is investing in the development of processing and cold storage facilities in 3 key regions. The minister also highlighted that expanding value-added fish exports could potentially double the revenue from the sector. With the planned increase in storage capacity, the government aims to export 90% of the fish produced domestically by enhancing its value through processing. As part of the storage expansion project, a 5,000-ton fish storage and a 50-ton processing facility will be established in Nilandu, Pfaff Atoll, along with an additional 100-ton fish processing facility in Felivaru, Ravene Atoll. Additionally, Fury in Gafdal Atoll will see the construction of a storage facility with a capacity of 3,000 tons alongside a processing facility capable of handling 100 tons of fish per day.
A Memorandum of Understanding MOU has been signed with the Maldives National University MNU to develop a 5-star resort and hotel school is pledged by President Dr. Mohamed Muiz in Hulimendu Island near Marmendu, Lam Atoll. The agreement was signed by Minister of Tourism Ibrahim Faisal on behalf of the Ministry of Tourism during a ceremony held at MNU. On behalf of MNU, the agreement was signed by Vice Chancellor Aishat Shehnaz Adam.
Speaking at the ceremony, Minister Ibrahim Faisal highlighted that previous administrations had failed to provide adequate training opportunities for employees within the tourism industry. He emphasized that the current government is committed to rectifying this by creating such opportunities, particularly for those with extensive experience in the sector. The minister also underscored the importance of developing high-standard resorts, stating that the government is prioritizing the transformation of the tourism industry to ensure it delivers maximum benefits to the Maldivian people. Vice Chancellor Aishat Shehnaz Adam of MNU spoke about the university's efforts to establish a world-class training school alongside an international standard resort in Hulimendu. She expressed confidence that the project would significantly contribute to the country's efforts to produce skilled professionals for the tourism sector. Shehnaz also noted that the project would identify and address key challenges within the sector and elevate the educational standards of tourism-related training in the Maldives to an international level. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz in many occasions has reiterated that one of his top priorities is to reshape the tourism industry in a way that maximizes its benefits for the Maldivian people. He also announced plans to expand the industry into regions that currently lacks a tourism sector.
Azerbaijan Airlines has commenced direct flights to the Maldives for the first time in history. The airline will operate direct flights from Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, to Velana International Airport, VIA. The first flight from Azerbaijan to VIA was showered with a warm welcome upon arrival, with various cultural activities. The airline stated that it will operate flights to the Maldives weekly twice. It also revealed that the Boeing 787 Dreamliner aircraft will be utilized for these 6-hour trips. As this is the first time direct flights will operate between the Maldives and Azerbaijan, it will play a pivotal role in increasing the number of tourists arriving to the Maldives from Azerbaijan. Recently, Air Arabia from the United Arab Emirates UAE also commenced scheduled flights to the Maldives. Air Arabia will operate flights between Sharjah International Airport and Velana International Airport, VIA, utilizing A320 aircrafts. While statistics released by the Ministry of Tourism indicate that over 40 international airlines currently operate flights to the Maldives, the government aims to welcome at least 2 million tourists by year-end. The data showed that 1.6 million tourists visited the Maldives to this date, with the government anticipating to achieve its goal of welcoming 2 million tourists by December. SME Development Finance Corporation SDFC has announced plans to issue Fasha Madad loans to 60 women entrepreneurs. This loan scheme was introduced by President Dr. Mohamed Muiz and it is included in his Hafta Saada roadmap. Fasha Madad aims to offer accessible financing options to women entrepreneurs, especially those excluded from conventional banking. Under this scheme, loans will be issued up to $32,425 at a 6% interest rate. SDFC stated that a grace period of 12 months will be granted to repay the loans, with the option to repay the loan in a 7-year period also available. Providing information to PSMNEWS, SDFC declared that additions have been made to issue loans under the scheme to 60 individuals, with 16 individuals from atolls. A total of $907,911 has been allocated to provide the loans during the ceremony held to present the letters to the individuals who received the loans. Managing Director of SDFC, Aishat Afifshin Ali, stated that the scheme will facilitate increasing the number of loans issued to women by SDFC compared to previous years. In addition to the Fasha Madad loan scheme, SDFC has also introduced a Fasha Madad scheme. Introducing a loan scheme and a leasing scheme designated for women is a pledge of President Dr. Muiz outlined in the Hafta 14 roadmap. Asian stocks rose broadly on Friday, tracking Wall Street's overnight rise to record highs as investors digested the Federal Reserve's message for careful interest rate cuts, even with expectations for big fiscal spending under incoming President Donald Trump.
Associate Professor of Finance at Melbourne's RMIT University, Angel Zong, said that although the US Federal Reserve rate cuts was expected, Trump's pro-growth policies could be inflationary and slow down future cuts.
Well, let me quote Mark Twain: "The stock market always fluctuates." when you ask any financial expert, if you ask myself, the market fluctuates. So the initial reaction in the US market, what goes up must come down. And similarly, there's always a lag between the US market and the rest of the world. So if there isn't there is a relatively muted reaction in the Asia Pacific market, but if the reaction in the US market is still going strong, I would foresee that the Asia Pacific market will gradually pick up. But I guess there's so much political uncertainty also here, because we know that Trump is pro-growth, but we are still trying to figure out, what his actual policy will be as soon as he assumes office. So I guess the relatively muted responses in the Asia Pacific market is also driven by the political uncertainty.
In Tokyo, the benchmark Nikkei 225 opened up 1.02% to 39,783.45 points. The Nikkei rose 0.3% to 39,515.36 by the midday break after ending lower on profit-taking the previous day, while the broader Topix was up 0.1% at 2,746.04. In South Korea, the benchmark Korea Composite Stock Price Index opened up 0.86% to 2,586.70 points. In Shanghai, the benchmark Shanghai Composite Index opened up 0.91% to 3,502.13.
A UN-backed assessment shows famine is looming in the northern Gaza Strip amid increased hostilities and a near halt in food aid.
The alert from the Famine Review Committee warned of an imminent and substantial likelihood of famine occurring due to the rapidly deteriorating situation in the Gaza Strip. It said that famine thresholds may have already been crossed or else will be in the near future. On October 17th, the body projected that the number of people in Gaza facing catastrophic food insecurity between November and April 2025 would reach 345,000 or 16% of the population. The Integrated Food Security Phase Classification (IPC) report classified that as IPC Phase 5, a situation when starvation, death, destitution, and extremely critical acute malnutrition levels are evident. Since that report, conditions have worsened in the north of Gaza with the collapse of food systems, a drop in humanitarian aid and critical water, sanitation and hygiene conditions. Vast areas of the Gaza Strip have been devastated by Israel's assault launched after the October 7th attack last year by Hamas. Israeli forces have intensified their operations in large swaths of the Gaza Strip's north since early October, where evacuation orders are in place. The report noted that aid shipments allowed to enter the Gaza Strip were now lower than at any time since October 2023. Access to food continues to deteriorate, with price of essentials on the black market soaring. The body expressed concern over Israel's cut-in ties last month with the UN Aid Agency for Palestinians, UNRWA, warning of extremely serious consequences for humanitarian operations in Gaza.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant time ahead.
PSM ಕುಡಕುದಿಂಗೆ ಕುರುವಾಂಕೆ ಉಮ್ಗೆ ಮುಬಾರಾಯ್ ಸಾಧಿಸ್ತೇಕ ಸಾಳಿಸ್ ಹೈ
ಮೆ ಮುಬಾರಾತುಗ ಬ್ಯಾವ್ರಿ ಉಮ್ಗೆ ಫುರ್ಸತ್ ಮಿಹಾರ್ ವಣಿ ಹುಳುವ ಲಾಫ
ತಿಂಗ್ ಉಮರು ಫುರಾಹಿಮನೆ ಮಿ ಮುಬಾರಾತುಗ ಮಿಫಾರು ಸೊನ್ನಾಣಿ ಹಮೇಕನಿ ಬಲಾಗಿನ್ ಕಿಯುಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊಫಿ
ಮುಬಾರಾತುಗೆ ಉಮರು ಫುರಾತಹಕಿ
ಫಸ್ಸಹರ ಹೆಂಗಹರಾದೆಮೆದು
ಹೆಂಗಹರ ದಿಹಾಹರಾದೆಮೆದು
ಅದಿ ದಿಹಾಹರ ಬಾರಹರಾದೆಮೆದುಗೆ ಉಮರು ಫುರಾ
ಮುಬಾರಾತುಗ ಬ್ಯಾವ್ರಿ ಉಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ದೆ ಫೋಮ್ ಫುರಿಹಂ ಕೊಲ್ಲವ
ಫೋಮ್ ಗೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ದಿವೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಾಡ ಟೆಲಿವಿಷನ್ ಮೋಡಿಸ್ಗೆ ಪೇಜು ನೋತ www.psm.me ಲಿಪಡಣ್ಣವಾನೆ
ಇತರ ಮಾಲೂಮಾತು